air. Gold bells shining, they all dare. Tougher, fists held high. Warriors fight till the night says die. FWE, where battles divine. Every broken bone, all by design. Chained to the thrill, they let it be. This ain't a game, it's FWE. FWE, where battles define. Every broken bone, all by design. Chained to the thrill, they let it be. This ain't a game, it's FWE. Oh, FWE, FWE. Oh, FWE, FWE.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome for the Go Home Thursday Night Show as we are 1 week away from joining our colleagues over at YEW for the co-opetition in the Resistance PLE. I'm Seth Cole alongside my colleague Jack Mitchell. Jack, 7 days until we see the door wide open where members of the FWE roster will take on members of the YEW roster in one amazing night.
I can't wait to see it all in action. And of course, we saw some YEW representation last week as Drew McIntyre interfered with a matchup after it had taken place.
Certainly did. We ended up seeing him attack Carson Gum, who he will be taking on. Carson, the current Wayfinder Cruiser champion. Drew McIntyre, the YEW World Heavyweight champion. We're starting to slowly compile up the card here as to who's going to be taking who on, and we can add a big one to that here, Jack, as we've been told. We saw just this past Saturday, RJ Bishop, he won that 30-man All I Want for Christmas Battle Royal. It looks like his goal is clear. He is challenging Hulk for the Tri-Wizard Championship. That's going to be our main event at Resistance.
Cannot wait. Obviously, I've got my thoughts right now on the world title picture, but there's a big purple guy that I got to deal with, so we'll worry about that later.
Yeah, you get him tonight. Jack Mitchell versus Thanos, our main event, 2 out of 3 falls match. But as we see the Mario Brothers, former Disney Tag Team Champions, making their way here to the ring, we're getting ready here tonight for an unusual first step to determining #1 contenders for the men's tag team titles. Be an 8-man elimination style tag team matchup as the Rockers, Anthony McCray, Cole Eastwood, former tag team champions in their own right, get ready to team up with the Mario Brothers. How this basically works here this evening is it's elimination style. You could end up having a 1-on-4 situation if the circumstances arrive that way, but the winning team, those 4 participants, then we'll go on to face each other in a 2-on-2. The winner of that matchup will be the #1 contenders and will fight the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the tag team titles.
Almost like a mini tournament, if you will. You gotta team up with your competition at first just to get through to the second round, I guess, and then obviously you'll have a 2-on-2 match. Then you get a championship opportunity.
Now, Joker and Penguin, the Gotham inmates. We talked about the fact that we haven't seen Penguin for quite a while here in an FWE ring. We've started to see the emergence of some of those individuals that have kind of been under the radar, haven't been featured so much here weekly in Fantasy Wrestling Entertainment. We saw just this past episode of FWE Extra, the Easter Bunny, make an appearance as he took on the current Tri-Wizard champion in the Hulk, and an opportunity here tonight. As I look at the field that we've got here right now, mentioned that the Rockers, they're former tag team champions. You've got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles obviously waiting in the wings. The Mario Brothers, former tag team champions. Surprisingly, this has been maybe one of the first formed tag teams here in FWE, and they've yet to hold those tag team titles.
Yeah, they certainly have been around for quite some time, and as we mentioned, they haven't been in the ring in quite some time either. I mean, we've only just now seen some of them return to competition some members of not only these tag teams, but outside of these tag teams as well. So it'll definitely be a really interesting dynamic to see if these two can kind of shake off the ring rust and get themselves in the title contention.
Want to talk about some history? I got a little history for you. Anthony McCurry, Cole Eastwood, back when they were a part of the family, they were in tag team action against Joker and Penguin, in which Joker picked up the victory for his team. What led to that? Well, Joker and Penguin, they were part of trying to get the advantage for the family inside of War Games, and they came up short. Now, obviously, a lot has changed between now and then, but interesting that we get Joker and Penguin across the ring from Anthony and Cole Eastwood once more.
Yeah, that's definitely a fantastic point. Of course, we'd be remiss to mention what's going on with this tag team, as well as Hades has found himself a mysterious new ally in the form of the man known as the Shadow Lord. Still have no idea who that could possibly be under all those masks and robes, but he's been here with the clear goal of helping Hades out.
All goes back to Hades and his feud with Aladdin. Saw Aladdin at one point try and attack Hades with a steel chair. This individual known as the Shadow Lord came down and stopped him. We actually saw the Shadow Lord in one-on-one action against Aladdin. Very impressive in his FWA debut. And yeah, an unholy alliance it seems here between these two. And man, can you imagine if these two end up becoming the #1 contenders for the tag team titles?
That would be something.
So here we go. If you're used to Survivor Series, it's very similar, the traditional tag team eliminator type matchup. Your team wins when all the other participants on the other side have been completely eliminated. So this one may run somewhat lengthy here, and I would say as well, expect to see a lot of interference, because I think that you're going to see on both sides, nobody going to want to be down early 4-3.
I can only imagine what would happen if everybody else, all 6 members, tried to rush in and break up the pin.
If I'm Ernest Wright, I throw up my hands and say, okay, you know what, have at it.
I feel like he's done that more than a few times already.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
My mind is still kind of stuck on your point earlier, too, about that history lesson that you mentioned involving the Gotham inmates and the former members of the family, now known as the Rockers. I mean, the whole reason that tag team matchup that you mentioned happened in the first place is because Joker was involved in that matchup that determined whether or not the Ninja Turtles would get the advantage at War Games. And Joker himself was a split second too late trying to break up that winning pinfall. Just jump by Mario quickly into the cover, and yeah, here you go. Everybody running in to try and break it up.
Anthony's in. Luigi is in. Penguin just got speared to the outside. I think one of the tough things, too, here for referee Ernest Wright is kind of keeping track of who the legal participants are. I think it still is Mario and Joker at this point.
I was going to say, yeah, that's also a difficult thing, keeping track of who's going to be legal and who's not.
Luigi now making his way back over to the other side. The entire team there for Joker got completely cleared out as they now start to make their way back up onto the ring apron there, and that's a strategy as well. You know, you could end up having your entire team bum rush the other side, wipe out anybody that's available for a tag, and in a sense, maybe make it a 2-on-1, a 3-on-1 with the individual in the ring as Anthony off the springboard drop kick, looking to eliminate Joker. And we already talked about the history there as Joker holds a pinfall victory over Anthony McCurry. It could be a way in the future, but a little sweet redemption there for one half of the Rockers.
Absolutely. I mean, one thing that also goes back to that little history lesson that we had, that in that matchup, in that particular matchup that you mentioned where Joker got that pinfall over Anthony, Cole Eastwood was never tagged in by Anthony.
That's
and it made me wonder at the time, you know, was there some cracks starting to form in the family? Obviously there eventually were, but it was not between these two, and we've seen as of late the change of heart that Anthony and Cole have had.
Hades got involved there for a moment. I had to kind of figure out if he was legal, but no, it was Joker. And here comes the Shadow Lord in. First time we're going to see him in tag team action. As mentioned, we saw him in singles action against Aladdin. We'll have to see. You know, you got to think about this here, too. We've documented that the winning team here, that they will go on to face each other 2-on-2, as here comes the Goomba Stomp by Mario, looking to take Shadow Lord out immediately. And Joker breaks it up there. That kind of leads into my point. You see Joker breaking up the pinfall. Now, I don't know if that's necessarily team chemistry or he just doesn't want his team to be down a man. But eventually the co-opetition we're seeing right now, it's kind of a frenemies situation. You're eventually going to have to face off against the team you're teaming with right now for #1 contendership.
You know, I see what you mean, but at the same time, you don't get the #1 contender opportunity unless you win the matchup tonight. So I think you focus on working with who you've got for now, and then when you have the #1 contender opportunity next week, worry about that then.
Mario out of the ring there. That could have been costly. If he ended up getting counted out, that would have been immediately Mario gone. And, you know, you certainly don't want to end up losing a teammate just based off a disqualification of not exiting the ring before the 5 count.
Shadow Lord had a pin on Luigi for a moment. Oh, nice drop kick there by Luigi.
Drops the Penguin down to the mat, quickly back up to his feet before delivered back to the canvas with a modified flatliner.
Oh, Luigi.
This has all the feeling of a go-home show. We mentioned later on tonight, our main event, my broadcast colleague Jack Mitchell gets his hands on Thanos in a 2 out of 3 falls matchup. We also know that by her request, Poison Ivy has requested a championship matchup here tonight, giving her teammate out of the Gotham Inmates, Harley Quinn, an opportunity at the Women's Universal Championship. And how about later on tonight here as well? We've documented that incredible run in that 8-woman gauntlet match for the Female Fighting Championship that Esmeralda had. Well, our FWE Commissioner Woody noticed that. He's giving her a one-on-one opportunity against the current champion, Shigo. Those two will fight for that belt in a ladder match.
That's something that is pretty rare. Honestly, we might never see that again. A one-on-one matchup for a championship belt that's supposed to be won via a free-for-all style match stipulation.
We've seen it defended in a gauntlet match. Back in the early days, it was always defended in an 8-woman battle royal. We even saw it defended at Mortal Kombat inside of Elimination Chamber. That was the belt that the women's side had on the line inside of Elimination Chamber.
Submission briefly locked in there by the Shadow Lord, but Luigi able to fight his way out of it. Luigi's been the legal man for quite some time for his team. I have a feeling like maybe I don't even go for another kind of modified Pop Rocks or whatever it was, but
yeah, either that, maybe for a roll-up, maybe for one of those suspended Bulldogs, but I don't know if Nick was able to counter that or if he just kind of over-rotated. It's now double teamed there by the Shadow Lord and Penguin.
Oh, Luigi, though, makes the tag. Kind of ominously reminiscent of that matchup that I mentioned earlier where Anthony got pinned by Joker. Cole Eastwood has yet to be tagged in.
Excellent point there. And, of course, we've talked about this in the past. You know, Anthony McCurry, Cole Eastwood, former tag team champions back when they were with the family. Anthony McCurry, in a sense, has never actually lost the tag team titles. He ended up getting taken out of action for a couple weeks before Paramount by Michael Norman. And then he teamed with Cole Eastwood to defend the belts against the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We, of course, know about Cole Eastwood walking out. They lost the tag team titles, and it's time for the most overused. Never mind. Okay, I guess I don't get to say the whole thing. Thanks, Penguin.
The 3 beats in the background this time.
Yeah. The most overused. That's all we get.
Anthony went for a spear there, but it was missed and now countered by the Penguin with a nice scoop slam. Into the cover he goes, but here comes the Massive Humanity trying to break that one up, and they do so. Mario
in to break up that pinfall attempt. Shadow Lord will send him up over the top rope to the outside. Still all 4 members on each side still in this matchup here.
Went for a spear, didn't connect.
Another scoop slam there by Penguin. Penguin might be, well, it's kind of close between him and Cole Eastwood, but maybe one of the shorter individuals in this matchup, but he doesn't really let that hurt his ability to show some deceptive strength.
I mean, not having the height advantage doesn't necessarily matter if you can out-wrestle your opponent, so Penguin definitely... There's the spear!
That one connected flush. Cover in to eliminate Hades, and Hades out at 2. That would have been big for the Rockers and the Mario Brothers if they could have taken out the big man.
Cole Eastwood has finally been tagged into the matchup for the first time. Now he's going to be taking on another man that has a massive height advantage in Hades. You see all these attacks to the non-legal participants. I almost feel like that might actually be strategic in a match like this, because if all of these men are standing on the ring apron when there's a pinfall or submission attempt, you're seeing the amount of people sprinting into the ring to try and break it up. So I have a feeling like maybe these people are trying to eliminate the non-legal participants from the picture so that they can get a quick pinfall or submission.
Excellent point there. As Penguin, I believe Penguin has been in the longest of his team so far. And to your point, Cole Eastwood has been in the least, so he would be the freshest at this point in time. He's now looking for that airplane head scissors takedown on Penguin. And now a tag into Mario. DDT connects to Penguin. And notice here as well, we talk about ring positioning. Look how far away they've got Penguin from his corner, taking away, kind of cutting off the ring, not allowing that if they're able to get a pinfall or a submission on him, it's a longer distance that the other teammates would have to cover to be able to break it up.
And that's what we say when we say somebody's stuck in the wrong part of town. They're stuck in the wrong corner, completely away from their teammates, surrounded by their opponents. It's a brutal place to be in a matchup like this. Luigi climbed the top rope trying to go for a move, but instead, oh, look at that.
Clothesline in the corner. Joker is the legal participant. Shadow Lord drop kicked off of the apron, and Joker will take advantage with a massive lariat clothesline.
Hades took exception to the Shadow Lord being knocked out of the ring. He has to avoid being counted out here.
Knee under the jaw by Joker. Luigi blocks the right hand. Oh my gosh, what an uppercut! Sends Joker into the spotlights and then back down to the canvas below.
And we know that the Mario Brothers have that punching ability. We've seen it on display before, and it was very much on display right there.
Mario tried to sucker punch Penguin. He paid the price. Penguin had him by the throat and then just guillotined him on the top rope. That'll buy Joker a little bit of time to recover here after that massive uppercut. As here's the cover by Mario, trying to take Joker out, and Penguin right there, Johnny, on the spot to break that pinfall up.
Oh, Mario tried to land a punch on Joker, ended up hitting his brother instead.
Miscalculation is right now you got Mario Brothers versus the Gotham inmates. There goes Penguin, there goes Mario. Two legal participants back inside the ring as a Shining Wizard finishes that off there for Joker. Oh no, correction, I thought Luigi was the legal participant. It's actually Mario. So, see, even I'm getting confused. I'm glad I'm not donning the stripes in this matchup.
This would be a golden opportunity right now for Mario to go for a pinfall or submission, because everybody on the other team is currently outside the picture.
It's that modified Pop Rocks. Here comes Cole Eastwood. Hades looking for a tag from Joker, and he'll get one.
Again, Hades facing off with Cole. Has him lifted up. Right onto that top turnbuckle, but Cole quickly back up to his feet.
Hades has been on such a run as of late, as here's a cover off the scoop slam on Cole Eastwood, and Eastwood will slip out at two. You see Anthony was there ready to break up that pinfall if it was going to take place. Now he'll pay the price. Neck breaker by Hades, but Hades has been in handicap matches. He was in that casket match against Aladdin back during Saturday night at Springfield. He has been on a winning streak as of late.
He has, I mean, he's also gotten some help from the Shadow Lord, too. We obviously can't discount that, but Hades has been...
Oh, here we get him all this time. The most overused move in all of fantasy wrestling entertainment. We got them all.
We got all 10 of them this time, and Luigi became the legal participant during all of that. Goes for the Hurricane Rana.
Little surprise there that he allowed Hades to hit all 10 beats of the Bataram before trying to break that up.
I'm not exactly sure that whoever, I already forgot who was on the receiving end of that, but I feel like whoever was is probably not too pleased. Here's a cover, though, by Luigi.
Trying to eliminate Penguin, and he'll get that left shoulder up. You know, you just kind of get the feeling that whoever ends up getting that first shot, whoever ends up eliminating that first opponent on the other side has that 4-3 advantage. It might start to cascade a little bit in terms of the momentum.
It might already be over. I mean, we've seen how long this matchup is going. everyone's starting to get worn out by this point. We're getting closer and closer to the point where the longer this match goes on, one move might be all it takes to put somebody away.
Luigi with a reverse DDT here on Penguin. Makes the long trek over to his corner, tags in Anthony. You got Penguin over here in his corner, but not able to get his wits about him in time to make a tag. Look at the dead weight lift by Anthony McCrory, and then the knee right to the side of the face.
It was in control, but Penguin reversed that Irish whip.
Big slam by Penguin. One half of the Gotham inmates is now works on that right shoulder of Anthony McCrory. But we've seen Anthony's repertoire start to bring in some submission moves. We saw them, case in point, big boot there to Shadow Lord, but we saw case in point in that submission match against Michael Norman back at Paramount. It's kind of added a couple new plays into the pages of his playbook here, and maybe working on that arm takes away the submission moves.
I mean, he was unsuccessful in that submission match, but the fact is he had to learn those submissions in order to be able to try and win that matchup and maybe be the leader of the family. Mario in control here, hold that thought.
Code breaker, a jawbreaker? I couldn't tell exactly what it was, but not even going to get a one count here on the Shadow Lord.
Shadow Lord kicked out of it before anyway he tried to break it up, but, you know, to my earlier point with Anthony, you know, all those submissions, again, wasn't successful in that matchup. That had big ramifications on him remaining in the family because he ended up leaving the faction, but you know, you keep those submissions as part of your playbook. You learn that stuff. It can be beneficial to you in future matchups.
Mario top rope. Not sure what he was going for, but sidestepped. Oh, I think Shadow Lord might have been going for a spear. He met a knee instead, and now here comes McCrory, unbeknownst to Shadow Lord. Oh, wait a minute, we talked about that submission. He's got the Anaconda Vice locked in on Shadow Lord. Joker gonna break it up.
I'm wondering how Mario's
he's going to it again!
Brutal landing.
Locked in again, and now Penguin has to break up the submission move.
Anthony doing a fantastic job with all these submissions. Literally right as we bring up how he's brought that to the playbook here, he's putting them into use and haven't worked just yet, but I think he's pretty close.
Again, this is only the first step to determining the #1 contenders to take on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the FWA Men's Disney Tag Team Championships. The 4 winners of this matchup will then go up against each other as Anthony gets the pinfall on Shadow Lord, and just like that, Rockers and Mario Brothers are up 4-3.
Now that doesn't necessarily take Hades and the Shadow Lord out of title contention, but that would mean Hades has to do all the work himself. Here we go again.
Well, Hades and the Gotham inmates, if just one of them is standing at the end of this matchup, then that entire group of 4 end up fighting against each other for #1 contendership. It comes down really to last man or men standing.
He can't resist those cheap shots as Anthony was on the receiving end of more 10 beats.
Gosh!
Big kick.
And now if you're Joker, Penguin, and Hades, maybe a little sense of desperation right now to try and get an elimination, even the odds 3-3.
Absolutely. You know, that sense of urgency, it goes up a little bit once you go down, and all of a sudden it's a 3-on-4. Find yourself at a man disadvantage.
Cannot wait 1 week from tonight. The door will be fully open. It's been open a crack here a little bit in the last week or so as McCrory off the corner turnbuckle hits the disaster kick. Joker rolls to the outside.
Smart by Joker, actually.
Absolutely. Get himself out of harm's way there as an Enziguri now to Penguin, drops him off the ring apron. Anthony now going after Hades, and wow, Anthony with eyes in the back of his head saw Joker enter back in, but he didn't see that knee. Covered by Joker to even the odds 3-3, and Anthony out at 1. Next Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, our colleagues from YEW, Michael Norman, Kyle Matthews, join us as the door will be open between the 2 organizations. Members of YEW taking on members of FWE. We've been very quickly putting the card together. We already know that at the end of the night, we're going to have RJ Bishop against the Hulk for the FWE Tri-Wizard Championship. Michael Norman has declared war against Tony D'Angelo as leader of one family takes on the leader of another family. And we also have found out in the last couple of days that we're going to end up having ourselves a matchup here where, actually, hang on, I got to wait for confirmation on it. But I believe, yes, okay, so I am being told that we've got our matchup tonight between Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn for the Women's Universal Championship. I'm being told whoever walks out tonight with that title belt, they take on Rhea Ripley, the YEW Women's Champion in one-on-one action.
How about that? That should be very fun. I mean, all these dream matchups that we're seeing, we normally wouldn't see them take place over the course of the year here in FWE, but at Resistance, the doors will be open, as you keep saying, and we'll be able to see those matchups finally take place.
We've also talked about it, and we kind of got a little precursor maybe of what to expect. Carson Gum, the FWE Wayfinder Cruiser Champion, will be taking on YEW's Drew McIntyre, the World Heavyweight Champion, and Drew McIntyre's kind of already fired a shot across the bow as we saw him not only take out Carson Gum, but the new #1 contender for the FWE Cruiserweight Championship, Levi McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre has certainly made his presence known, but while you were talking about that, Luigi went for a Goomba stop on Penguin, and Cole Eastwood got in the way inadvertently.
Could be costly there for the Rockers and the Mario Brothers, who still have the 4-3 advantage. The only one eliminated so far has been the Shadow Lord. As Penguin trying to even the odds here for his team. I believe Penguin's also, he's been busted open. I think that shot to the turnbuckle a little while ago may have opened him up. And the last thing you want to do when you're down 4-3 is have an injured teammate. There's the Goomba stop from Luigi, looking to make it a 4-2 advantage for his team, and he will.
I'm not sure if somebody tried to break that one up, but it doesn't matter now. I mean, I feel like he already took that shot to the head that got him busted open, and then the Goomba stomp at the receiving end of it, just even more punishment.
The odds are looking great right now if you're the Mario Brothers and the Rockers. What kind of a suplex was that by Joker? Cover in here on Luigi, and Luigi got his hand on the ropes! Luigi got his hand on the ropes!
I haven't ever seen that before. I mean, we've seen rope breaks called before, but Luigi had his hand on the ropes. I'm not sure why Ernest Wright was stuck in that count position. I think he was ready to take it off. Oh, look at this!
Roll up! Oh man, if he had gotten the pin on Joker, Hades would have stood alone with the entire remaining team on the other side.
Match is, I don't want to say it's starting to unravel, but it's definitely getting a lot more chaotic, to say the least.
Joker and Hades have an uphill battle right now as all four members, the Rockers and the Mario Brothers, still standing tall. Well, three of them standing tall as Mario just got dropped by that knee. Big back fist though. Cover here, he's in the wrong corner though.
Oh man.
Joker able to kick out, and then a kip up right after kicking out of two.
I think Joker was more in the wrong corner than Mario was.
He was. For some reason in my head, I saw Joker getting the pin on Mario, but it was the complete opposite way. I'm sorry, I'm wrestling dyslexic.
Joker and Hades going to have to form this, I don't know if you want to call it an uneasy alliance, but an alliance nonetheless. And now everybody to the outside. I don't even know who's legal anymore.
I believe it's, oh wait, hold on. We've seen this so many times before. Hades with a tombstone pile driver on Luigi to the outside. Luigi's going to be out of commission for a while now. I don't believe he was the legal participant. I think it's Mario and Hades.
It is, and you know, we've talked about those tombstone pile drivers all the time. Luigi, though, managing to get up to his feet. I mean, these are guys that willingly jump into item blocks and bricks all the time, so
that's true.
I think Luigi's a little bit more durable, but you know, if you still take one too many of those tombstone pile drivers, you're in bad shape. Just hassle at it. He drops onto his back on the Mario's knee. Mario setting up for another stomp.
Oh my gosh. If Joker's gone, Hades is alone, and Hades realized that. Goes in to break up that pinfall. That could have very well been a 4-on-1 situation for Hades. And it's interesting that we talk about Hades is at a disadvantage because, you know, consider the certain matchups he's been in here for the last month and a half. A number of handicap matches that he's come out on top, but nothing like a 4-on-1.
It's not an exact 4-on-1 because obviously there's some disqualifications and countouts to an extent, so all 4 members can't attack him 4-on-1 like that, but still, when you can rotate competitors in and out of the matchup like that, big DDT by Cole, I mean, that's just going to put Hades at an even bigger disadvantage.
Cole Eastwood loves to fly, and he's going to do so to the outside. May have caught just enough, but you see him holding his lower back. I think Cole, might have taken as much out of him as it did out of Joker.
Yeah, he got some of it, but not all of it. Instead, he's going to go with cheap shots to Hades while waiting for Joker to get counted out. Joker only just now stirring to his feet.
Countouts would count as an elimination here as Joker will get back under the bottom rope at 7. So smart there by Cole Eastwood. Joker with a shot to the midsection though, crumples Eastwood to the mat.
Joker does not have a tag team partner.
Exactly, nobody to be able to tag in at this point in time. Joker's on his own as there's the forearm shots rapidly, one after the other. Oh, might be looking for that suplex again. Is this going to be enough to maybe get themselves back into this? It is. Eastwood is gone. It's now 3-2.
That changes things up considerably as there's a nice spinning, I don't know if it was an elbow, forearm, whatever it was, it knocked Mario down.
Double knee stomp here.
I mean, that next pinfall was so important because it goes from a 3...
Oh, look at this! Going for another one!
Oh,
another suplex, drops him right on his head!
Joker felt that one just as much though.
Arm draped over the body of Mario, looking to eliminate him and even it up 2-2, he'll do so! 2 huge eliminations for Joker.
Oh my goodness, Joker all of a sudden turning into the MVP for his team. Luigi's going to be the legal man. I mean, going back to what I was saying, I mean, that pinfall that he had on Cole Eastwood was massive because that was the difference between a 4-on-1 and a 3-on-2, and now it's a 2-on-2.
And look at what we've got here as well. On one side, you've got the Gotham Inmates represented with Joker, the Disciples of Darkness represented with Hades. The other side, Rockers represented with Anthony McCurry, Mario Brothers represented with Luigi. Chokeslam from Hades! Is this going to all of a sudden shift the balances and give the advantage 2-1 to Hades and Joker? It does. Anthony McCurry stands alone for his team.
You had just gotten done talking about how all 4 tag teams were still represented. Not anymore. The Mario Bros out of the picture, and now it's all on Anthony McCurry. If he wants to give the Rockers a chance, he's going to have to come up with the next pinfall or submission, at least make it a 1-on-1.
Well, not only give the Rockers a chance, the Mario Brothers chance hangs in the balance, and it's on the shoulders of McCurry.
That's true. I did forget. All 4 members of each team, regardless of whether they're eliminated or not, all 4 members of the winning team move on to the next round. So
this is incredible, the situation we're in right now. I mean, Shadow Lord was the first one eliminated overall as Anthony, trading some shots here, right hook for right hook. And then we ended up seeing Hades and Joker stand alone 4-2. 2 incredible runs there by Joker, a chokeslam from Hades, and suddenly 75% of the other side is eliminated.
Quickly the tables turn. Big shot though from the foot of Anthony to the head of Hades. Look at the strength. I think Hades was busted open by that. That knee won't do him any favors.
For Anthony McCurry, the problem for him now is there's nobody over there in that corner. You see it's completely empty, no one to tag. He has to go it alone, has to run the table here against Hades and Joker. They have the benefit of tagging each other in as much as they want.
They also have the benefit of cheap shots like that we just saw from Joker. Oh, look at this.
Reversal by Hades, laying in the right hands to the side of the head of Anthony McCurry. And now Hades has Anthony locked in and up for the choke slam. There's no one to come in and break this up. This will certainly have to be it. No, it's not over.
What?
It's not over.
How? I don't know how he did that. I don't know how he kicked out of the choke slam, and now he's reversed the momentum.
Well, I will remind you, if we go back to Infinity War Games, remember Anthony was the Iron Man for the family. He was the one that really set the tone in the family, winning that matchup against the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I would say maybe if anybody on that team can stay alive, can endure this, it might be Anthony.
You got a fantastic point. What is he thinking here?
Scores with a kick on Joker. Joker is not the legal participant, though. Hades is, as Hades scores with a neck breaker on the outside here.
They're ringside. This is exactly where Hades likes to be when he lands those tombstone pile drivers.
It's a great point.
They're going to try and get back into the ring, though, and now the referee's at a count of 5.
It's a smart by Anthony, though. Use all of that 10 count. Get as much rest as you can here on the outside.
Took advantage of Hades trying to taunt the crowd, too.
McCrory looking for the Anaconda Vice. He's got it locked in. Joker going to go over to try and break it up, which he will do. Boy, imagine if it was one-on-one. Hades would have had nobody there, and Anthony might have been able to win it for his team. Misses the spear again off the springboard. That time connects. But Joker's not the legal man.
It doesn't matter, though, if you're Anthony. Oh, well, I was going to say he was going to try and dish out some more punishment, but that moonsault off the top rope didn't connect.
Oh, look at this. Anaconda Vice. Yeah, this is smart. Take Joker out of the equation.
You got to turn your attention to the bigger man, though. Hades was setting it up.
Oh, no. Anthony again. Choke slam from Hades. And Hades isn't done.
No.
Looking for an exclamation point. Joe Knights will do it twice. Choke slam. Once again, McCrory has to be done. Hades and Joker pick up the win. It'll be Gotham Inmates versus Disciples of Darkness for the #1 contendership. What a match!
I don't know what to say. That was incredible. Whether or not you have, regardless of what your opinion is on the winning side, I mean, everybody worked as hard as they possibly could. That was fun and a fantastic way to kick off the night here on FWE. And up next, the Women's Universal Championship is on the line between Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn.
I'm the host who loves to toast. Know the job well done in my
This is our anthem of resistance. This is our anthem of resistance.
It's scheduled for one fall and is for the Women's Universal Championship.
It will be the third title defense for the now Women's Universal Champion Poison Ivy, as she has successfully defended the title against Mulan, most recently Cruella de Vil back at Saturday Night at Springfield. But she requested this matchup here tonight, offering an opportunity for the very first time Harley Quinn, her teammate over at Havoc with the Gotham Inmates, an opportunity to become only the 5th woman to hold this title.
Absolutely crazy that on the Go Home full episode, this isn't technically the Go Home show because we do have an episode of FWE Extra this coming Saturday, but the fact that we have a Go Home full episode with the Women's Universal title on the line, it's massive.
Consider this as well, as mentioned earlier. If Harley Quinn wins this matchup and becomes Universal Champion for the very first time, if Poison Ivy continues to assert her dominance at the top of the women's division, it's an automatic ticket into FWE Resistance to take on Rhea Ripley from YEW.
Something that will definitely be in the back of the minds of these competitors here. They'll have a match on the card.
It's very rare that we end up seeing a champion choose their challenger. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the last woman to do so was Harley Quinn when she requested Jessica Shelton in that Gotham Rules match, the rematch between the two of them at Paramount.
Things kind of tend to go full circle every now and then, as there you see Poison Ivy sporting that brand new, beautiful looking Women's Universal Championship. Almost wish there was something similar on the men's side. It looks very good.
Saw that new title belt on the line at Saturday night at Springfield when Poison Ivy took on Cruella de Vil. Cruella getting the opportunity there to be a two-time women's champion after she was the winner on the Christmas episode of FWE, won that 30-woman All I Want for Christmas Battle Royal. Losing effort for her, though. And Poison Ivy, you know, we've kind of documented it. It's kind of getting a little old here because now with the number of title defenses that she's had and whatnot, but we've called her in relative terms to some of the other women that have held this title belt on the roster. She's relatively young. She hasn't had nearly as many weeks on the roster, but she's come a long way in a short amount of time. As let's head down to our ring announcer, Mike Rome.
From New York, the Psycho Harley Quinn. And her opponent from parts unknown, the Women's Universal Champion,
Harley Quinn is a former hardcore champion. We've seen her in recent months right in that title picture. We know that obviously Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn, very good friends. Poison Ivy accompanied Harley Quinn to the ring in numerous matchups leading up to and including at Paramount. But you gotta think once the bell rings here, the friendship's out the window, the belt's on the line, this is all business.
Absolutely. There's the bell. Here we go. The switch is flipped. And you see that drop kick by Harley Quinn right to Poison Ivy.
Got to give the experience advantage maybe to Harley Quinn, but as mentioned, Poison Ivy's been a fast learner. How much has she been able to learn here? Maybe even from Harley Quinn before she even stepped inside of an FWE wrestling ring. We're about to find out.
Again, it's just incredible that we have this title fight right before the PLE, so both of these two are going to be putting in their absolute best here, not only trying to carry the biggest title in the women's division, but also they've got a match on the card at Resistance as there's a dive to the outside from Harley Quinn. It connects.
Tope Suicida, in the words of Mauro Ranallo. Suicide dive there by a member of the Suicide Squad as a rose plant on the outside here by Harley Quinn. We talked about her experience in the hardcore title picture, Gotham Rules matches. She's not afraid to use the outside at her disposal.
And the fact that these two are friends did not in any way change the mindset of what Harley Quinn was going to do to Poison Ivy once they reached ringside. We're at a count of 6. I mean, this is a good showing from Harley Quinn, but at the same time, countouts mean the champion retains.
Great point. Countouts, disqualifications, all champions advantage. Harley Quinn realizing that. I mean, most of the time in the hardcore matches, there are no countouts or disqualifications, so maybe something a little bit unusual here for Harley Quinn than what she's had in the past couple of months, as off the Hurricane Rana going for the cover and almost picked up a quick victory there over Poison Ivy. We nearly just had our 6th different Universal Champ.
She didn't hook the leg, but...
And another suicide dive. Taking all the risks here. Let's bear in mind as well, we're only 1 week removed from Resistance. A fresh Rhea Ripley going to be waiting in the wings. You probably want to make sure you're as close to 100% as possible after this matchup with only 1 week of recovery time.
Yeah, you're definitely going to want to get as much R&R as you possibly can between now and next week. To your point earlier, that's still something worth keeping in mind, is that we don't typically see these two in just standard one-on-one championship matches. Typically, they're in the hardcore title picture, Harley Quinn in particular. I mean, she was the one who came up with the Gotham Rules match type. Here's a cover by Poison Ivy to retain. Kick out before 1.
No hook of the leg there either. Forearm in the face, maybe a little bit of a lackadaisical cover there by both of these women in the early going.
Reversal there by Harley Quinn, though.
Cover
Right
by
into the
Harley.
cover.
Again, no hook of the leg here. And a kick out at 2.
Trying to position her opponent in the middle of the ring.
Facebuster by Poison Ivy takes Harley Quinn down. Referee Ernest Wright might want to get out of the way of all these Irish whips off the ropes.
Just stand in the corner. You can see everything from there.
Yep. Harley to the outside, and here comes Poison Ivy.
Got some of it, not all of it.
Very small glancing blow, if anything.
I mean, it was enough to get Harley Quinn down. Poison Ivy definitely going to be a little bit shaken up by that, but nevertheless, she's back in the offensive here in this matchup.
Poison Ivy has been able to take it to former Women's Universal Champions. Of course, had that title rematch against Mulan, who ended up winning the title back at Paramount. Oh! Hits the cutter. The Rack Attack 2.0 on Harley Quinn. Is that enough to put her away? Almost. Kick out at 2 there by Harley. Bring her back up. She's going for it again. Gonna hit it a second time. This is probably gonna have to be it here. Looking to retain the title and another kick out by Harley.
I was gonna say, Harley was being called by Poison Ivy to get up to her feet. She kicked up, but Poison Ivy quickly responded with that attack, and now the diving forearm connects.
Poison Ivy pulling out all the stops. Double rack attacks did not put Harley Quinn away. Poison Ivy's got to be thinking, what do I got to do to be able to retain this title? Again, that title, that Universal Championship, it is on the line here, ladies and gentlemen. Harley Quinn could become the 6th woman to hold that title belt and bring what's been a short but impressive title reign to a close for Poison Ivy. Drop kick to the back.
And again, too, not only that Universal title on the line, but the winner faces Rhea Ripley at Resistance next week.
If Harley Quinn were able to win the Universal title tonight, that would put her in the same category as Wonder Woman and Elizabeth Swann to have held the women's mid-card title, that Hardcore Championship, and the Universal Championship in their FWE careers. Massive.
Nice flying forearm.
Massive springboard forearm there by Harley Quinn. Follows it up with the clothesline. And Harley now going to go up to the top rope. Could be looking maybe for a moonsault. We know that's in her repertoire. No, instead, top rope Hurricane Rana scores.
Harley not done. Kick to the midsection, a punch to the back. Extra punishment with that stomp. I'm going to work on the leg. Or no, she's going to, again, drag Poison Ivy back to the middle of the ring, or at least away from the ropes.
Oh, now we know why. Gotham's Gate locked in. Think too far away from the ropes for Poison Ivy to reach with that left hand. She's also got that left hand kind of grapevine there. You could see that her hand was blocking the arm of Poison Ivy from being able to break up that submission, but releases the hold, and honestly surprised she's showboating. Oh, hold on. This might be the moonsault attempt. No, instead goes for the splash. Poison Ivy was playing possum, going for the cover here after Harley crashes and burns, and kick out at 1.
It definitely would have been a bit of an interesting way to win the title, as watch your opponent take themselves out and then go for the cover. Again, though, Harley Quinn right back up to her feet.
Talked about all those type of matchups in the hardcore picture Harley Quinn has been in. There is no questioning her resiliency, her endurance, the longer these type of matchups go on. And we're seeing that firsthand here as she continues to try and take it to her friend, the current Universal Champion, Poison Ivy. But Ivy, she's been giving back as good as she's gotten.
Absolutely. I mean, this has been a hell of a matchup so far. Again, title on the line. They're giving it their all.
This has almost had, we've got a PLE coming up in a week. This has almost had a PLE type feeling, and this is just a normal weekly episode of FWE. We had that incredible 8-man elimination tag team matchup to open up the night. Still to come, the Female Fighting Championship is on the line in a one-on-one ladder match. Shingo versus Esmeralda, and to cap off the night, Jack, you've got Thanos in a 2 out of 3 falls match. I mean, who booked this card? Were they thinking this was a PLE tonight?
Feels like a PLE for sure. I mean, unfazed by that diving attack to the outside that didn't connect.
But what it did do was reset the referee Ernest Wright's count. He was up to a count of, I believe, 7. It brought it back to 1, so a little more extra time there for Poison Ivy to be on the outside and deal some punishment.
Neither of these competitors want this matchup necessarily to end my count on. I mean, you have to remember, too, that even though they're not thinking it right now, they are still friends at the end of the day. They want to show respect for each other, but like we said, title on the line, it's all business.
Oh!
Massive kick in the corner.
Running boot right across the face by Poison Ivy. Harley Quinn is down. Of course, these two members of the Gotham Inmates, we now know the Gotham Inmates will be taking on the Disciples of Darkness at some point here in the next couple of weeks for #1 contendership for the Men's Disney Tag Team Championships. Big opportunity to maybe, obviously dependent on who wins here, the title belt will still stay in the Gotham Inmates. There's the RKO! RKO hit by Poison Ivy, and that's gonna do it!
Almost forgot she had that in her moveset.
What a move by Poison Ivy.
Women's Universal Champion.
Oh, hold on a second. Well, the mutual respect there by Harley Quinn, reciprocated by Poison Ivy. What a matchup between these two.
Absolutely, these two showing the respect for one another at the end of the day. Oh, hold on.
Oh, hold on! Remember what we said, winner of this matchup gets mommy at Resistance, and Rhea Ripley is in the Fantasy Dome.
Listen to this place. This is incredible. What a sight.
If you needed anything to whet your appetite for next Thursday night, look no further. Poison Ivy, Rhea Ripley, they will clash in 1 week's time at Resistance. And up next, it's time to get a little hardcore with a ladder match for the Female Fighting Championship.
Champion versus champion contest is a ladder match and is for the Female Fighting Championship.
Well, this arena is still buzzing. Second individual from YEW we've seen make their way into the Fantasy Dome was Drew McIntyre this past Saturday. Rhea Ripley faced off just moments ago with Poison Ivy after her title retention. And we're going to get to see that matchup when we get to Resistance.
I cannot wait. That's going to be one of the most fun nights that we've ever had. But now we've got another title match right here. The Female Fighting Championship on the line in a rare one-on-one match, but it's going to be a ladder match.
And you see the Women's Tag Team Championships around the waist of Esmeralda and Kita. It was this past Saturday night, an impromptu tag team matchup as Disney Strong Style took the belts from the Disney Queens Rapunzel and Belle. And you said it, Jack, the floodgates have now opened in the opportunity for women's tag teams to get back into the title picture.
We saw how many teams that the Disney Queens had eliminated from the tag team title picture that were, ineligible to compete for those titles as long as they were held by the former champs. But now, with the belt around a new team in Disney Strong Style, just like that, I feel like there's a lot of women's tag teams that are going to be chomping at the bit to try to get back into the contention.
Well, we understand that Esmeralda and Kita, they will be having a title rematch against the Disney Queens at a later date here. But an opportunity
Toxic attraction from the internet. The Female Fighting Champion, Shelly.
don't want to cut off our ring announcer Mike Rowe, but an opportunity here tonight for Esmeralda to make a little personal history for herself. We have at one other time here in FWE had a woman hold one half of the tag team title belts and the Female Fighting Championship. That was Nebula. Esmeralda could be the second person to do it, but Shigo is now a of a female fighting champion in her own right, and at this point in time, could potentially be in the running for longest female fighting champion if she can retain the title here this evening. You also notice Kita came out in support of Esmeralda, Kim Possible out here in support of Shigo. I mean, there's no disqualifications in this type of a matchup. How much of a part are they going to play?
I'm not entirely sure, but we're going to find out what these two are willing to do. And one thing you'll also notice is that Shigo did not come out with the title around her waist. That's because it's hanging above the ring. That's how a ladder matchup works. You got to get a ladder in the middle of the ring, climb it, and then unhook the championship belt from the hook on the top above the ring. First person to do that is declared the female fighting champion.
Double knee stunner right out of the gate here by Esmeralda. You documented it, Jack. This is extremely unusual to see the female fighting championship defended in a one-on-one matchup. In the past, it has always been multi-woman matchups, whether it be inside Elimination Chamber, the Elimination Gauntlet match. Earlier on in its history, it was inside of 8-woman battle royals. This is an unprecedented moment in the female fighting championships current status here in FWE.
Absolutely, as I think we've already seen one of these partners toss a ladder into the ring. I think that was Kim Possible trying to help out Shigo. I mean, it's no DQ. The ladders can be used as weapons. We're going to see that quite a lot. They're going to be brutal.
Shigo, of course, ended up winning the female fighting championship in an 8-woman eliminator gauntlet match. The same matchup in which Esmeralda had an incredible showing. She came in at entry number 3, survived to be one of the last 2, was eventually eliminated by Shigo. That performance alone garnered her an opportunity here tonight to have a one-on-one matchup against Shigo for the female fighting championship.
Oh, gotta be careful not to trip over that ladder here. Ooh, I thought maybe there was gonna be some kind of a move where Shigo landed on it.
That ladder in the ring, while obviously it would be handy for one of these 2 women to use to climb up and get that title belt at the same time, that could be a very awkward landing if you end up having any of your body parts land on that aluminum ladder.
Awkward and painful is the way that I would put that landing. You're gonna wrench on the arm just a little bit here.
We said there's no disqualifications in this type of a matchup. Kim Possible and Kita can get involved as much as they want. There you saw, I was going to mention, Kita on the far side has taken the top turnbuckle off on that corner.
Oh.
Kim Possible did the same hip toss. I believe Shigo landed on the ladder with the lower portion around that tailbone region.
Oh my goodness, that ladder just went flying. We might have to duck again.
We always duck for the chairs. Now we have to duck for ladders. Flatliner by Esmeralda. But again, no pinfalls, no submissions. It's climb the ladder, retrieve the title belt here in this type of a matchup.
And it's also answered the question, how many ladders do we have underneath this damn ring? We're going to find out, I think, tonight.
I was going to mention, too, we've got a couple of turnbuckles exposed here. Now, normally in matchups, we have a referee inside the ring as super kick scores from Esmeralda. Normally, a referee, if he sees that exposed turnbuckle, he'll cover it back over. There's no ref inside of the ring here. Those turnbuckles will more than likely stay exposed for the remainder of this matchup.
Yeah, there's nobody here to fix that, so if you get sent into one of those turnbuckles, that's a brutal landing, as was that shot from the ladder from Shigo to Esmeralda.
Ladders have no give, I guarantee you that, when they meet Skull. And right into that exposed turnbuckle. That is a steel ring right there that the forehead of Esmeralda met just moments after bouncing off of the ladder.
It was the forehead, and then it was the back of her head in the upper back area. I mean, that's such a brutal shot.
Look at this.
And now, here we go.
Oh! Ladder taken out from underneath Shigo, left dangling there by Esmeralda, and now Esmeralda's gonna take Kim Possible out of the equation.
There's the ladder right underneath her. Oh,
gosh.
That could have been worse.
That is a near 8-foot drop down to the canvas from Shigo. Maybe fortunate to your point, she was able to kind of shoot right between the ladders, so that could have been a much worse landing.
It's still a brutal landing, don't get me wrong, but if you land 8 feet and right onto the ladder, I mean, you're dead.
Shot
gonna have to get them on a stretcher.
Yeah, somehow. Oh, lower. Oh, the upper back. Into that turnbuckle. Into that ring.
He's not done. Oh, nobody home.
Misses
Again,
with
no
the
ladder.
springboard splash. We've got 3 ladders littering the ring right now. Well, there goes one of them. Esmeralda going up top. Double stomp to the midsection.
Again, this is normally where we would see a pinfall or submission, but you've got to get the ladder set up and try and climb and grab the title belt. And Salt connects off the middle rope. Esmeralda back in control.
You think about the history of the Female Fighting Championship. It's been held twice by 2 individuals, Nebula and Harley Quinn. Others that have held the title belt include Cruella de Vil, Katniss Everdeen, and Yzma. The most recent holder, Shigo,
There's a
looking to
ladder
retain
right
the
there.
title.
I'm not sure why you needed another one. There's one right there, but okay. Just get all the ladders out from underneath the ring, why don't we?
Might as well. Now we make a little bridge there with those 2 ladders. As Esmeralda back inside of the ring, and it's time to go a little ground and pound for Shigo. Palm strikes. You see Esmeralda trying to cover up.
Trying to do her best, but those palm strikes are brutal nonetheless. Couple more shots.
One of the underlying factors in
Oh
this
my
type of a
goodness.
matchup. Are we going for another ladder? We are.
Yep.
We got 2 of them out there. You got to get another one out from underneath the ring, apparently.
Oh,
Did
big
you
super kick.
hear that?
I didn't hear it, I felt it.
That just echoed up to the rafters of the Fantasy Dome. Super kick caught flush in the face by Esmeralda. Well, Shigo maybe going to try and reposition that ladder. No,
Oh,
instead going to
no.
prop it up in the corner.
What does she have in mind here?
Ladders can be used as transportation up to that belt. They can also be used as weapons in this matchup. And I shudder to think why that ladder is propped up in the corner here by Shigo.
Shigo tried to go for, I think, another kick in the corner, but slipped on the ladder. It didn't connect. Big knee will.
Bear in mind that Esmeralda is only about 5 days removed from... Oh, another super
again.
kick! She's only 5 days removed from winning those tag team titles with Kita, so she certainly couldn't have been at 100% coming into this matchup, whereas Shigo, I think the last time we saw her in any type of action was when she won that gauntlet match to become the Female Fighting Champion. So, obviously, Shigo coming into this matchup the freshest of the 2.
I mean, freshness at this point may not matter, though. I mean, you're
Yeah.
brutalizing each other with a ladder match, so it's just about survival until the bell rings.
Speaking of survival, what's your mentality here? Is in just a little bit, you're going to be going one-on-one once again with Thanos, this time 2 out of 3 falls.
What's my mentality? Punish. You know, I've seen what he's done to me over the last few weeks. I know, like I've said, he's been talking about how I've forgotten about that matchup, that Iron Man matchup that we had all those months ago, but, you know, I haven't forgotten. I know what he's capable of, but he's still getting in my way of title matches and, you know, my opportunities. So I still want to compete for championships. I still want to have a title around my waist, but it's become pretty clear to me that in order to do that, I first need to get Thanos out of the picture.
We saw you fire that first shot last Thursday night as you were able to attack him from behind, deliver him shoulder first into the steel steps as well. Got to think he's still smarting from that coming into tonight's matchup.
I did not fire the first shot. That was him.
Well,
He
that's a
fired
fair
the first
point.
shot at Saturday Night Springfield.
Fair point. Well taken. Esmeralda down right here in front of us. Shigo with yet another ladder.
Oh, she's going to go for it right here, I think.
Gonna
Pun
position
not
that
intended.
ladder center of the ring. Esmeralda back to her feet and gonna get rid of said ladder.
Oh, no.
Might pay the price though for getting back in the ring. Double knee stunner delivered by Shigo.
Man, they do these moves so close to the ladder, it makes me worry that somebody's going to have a nasty spill.
Oh, swanton dive connects by Shigo.
Forget using the ladder. That might have put Esmeralda away.
Shigo with that ladder was propped up in the corner, now has it positioned underneath the title belt. Esmeralda has not moved. It may be a moot point here. Now Esmeralda to her feet. Gonna climb up the ladder herself.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
This is gonna be dangerous here. Both women at the top of the ladder, both gonna try and reach for that title belt.
No.
What the heck? What? Not from up there! Oh my gosh! White noise from the top of the ladder!
Shigo's dead. Get a medic.
Shigo to the outside, nowhere close as Esmeralda begins the climb.
Get a damn medic out here now.
Esmeralda looking to be the second woman to hold the tag team titles and the Female Fighting Championship at the same time. How is Shigo on her feet?
There's no way she's gonna get here in time.
Is she gonna have a shot? Shot to the lower back. Esmeralda still trying to unhook the title belt, and she's got it! How Shigo even got to her feet to try and make this close, I don't know. But Esmeralda is now a multi-time champion.
I cannot believe what I just watched, but somehow I have to reel from that and go into this 2 out of 3 falls match. So, crazy scenes here tonight in FWE.
Well, best of luck to you. Our main event coming up. A white noise from the top of the ladder. Are you kidding me? Esmeralda now going to be heading into Resistance, a multi-time champion. She holds the tag team titles with Kita, now a female fighting champion here in FWE. And up next, the hits get even harder. It's Mitchell versus Thanos once again. We welcome you back here inside the FWE Fantasy Dome, getting ready for our main event in what's been an incredible night.
Is a 2 out of 3 falls match, making his way to the ring from out of this world, weighing in at 343 pounds.
And it's about to maybe get even better with our main event, as we are pleased to welcome once again, representing YEW, who will be collaborating in the upcoming PLE this Thursday night at Resistance, Michael Norman. And Michael, I mean, we've definitely seen YEW. They've kind of kicked the door down here and made their presence felt here in FWE. It's been absolutely crazy. Glad to have you here tonight.
Hey, man, what's up? Hold on, I gotta finish this phone call here. Now listen, I told you, I need to get your crew involved. Yes, I'll give you a quarter. Great, thanks.
Well, you were with us at Saturday night at Springfield, where we saw Jack Mitchell taking on the Hulk.
Man, you can't even remember his name.
No, I can't. It's been crazy tonight, man. I'll tell you what, I'm completely flustered at what we've had going down here tonight. Opportunity now for Jack Mitchell to take on yet another Titan in FWE in Thanos, but you were there. You saw it firsthand. Thanos getting involved in that title match between Jack Mitchell and the Hulk. This one is nowhere close to business. This is extremely personal.
Yes, it is. Extremely personal here, but it's gonna be interesting to see what Jack can do. I mean, we all know the power that Thanos has, but I've been in the ring with Jack before, so I mean, he's quite an interesting character.
This one goes a long ways back, where we ended up seeing Jack Mitchell completely dominate Thanos in an Iron Man match. It started to emerge here in the last couple of weeks once again, as we saw Thanos put out a cryptic message to Jack Mitchell. We would see him get involved in that title match at Saturday at Springfield, delivering 2 power bombs to Jack Mitchell on the outside. Hulk would take advantage to retain the title. And now, Mitchell and Thanos go at it again. This time, you can't put your opponent away once, you've got to do it twice. 2 out of 3 falls.
Out of 3 falls. Sometimes it's just hard to get 1. Now you have to get 2. What's up with that?
I mean, you know, statement making. Saying, hey, I'm better than you. I can put you away not once but twice. Talked about that FWE Resistance PLE coming up in a week's time. I mean, we are so excited to join you guys there at YEW. What a card we've got that's getting put together here. We know Carson Gunn will be taking on Drew McIntyre, our Wayfinder Cruiser Champion, against your World Heavyweight Champion. We know now that it will be Poison Ivy taking on Rhea Ripley. I mean, unbelievable matchups that we're getting put together here on this card. Yourself taking on Tony D'Angelo. I mean, it's nuts what we're seeing here. Once-in-a-lifetime matchups.
I can't believe that you're putting a cruiserweight against a heavyweight. What is up with that?
Well,
you know how well that's going to go down. And
I
as
mean,
for Tony
our heavyweight champion is busy that night. He's got RJ Bishop for the Tri-Wizard Championship. Oh, did you see that? Mitchell went for the spear right out of the gate, and Thanos just swatted him away.
Like I said, don't underestimate the power. I mean, look at this. The power of Thanos just picking Jack up like he's a freaking dumbbell.
The over 7 foot tall Titan, that'd be about maybe 8, 9 feet in the air with his arms extended. That's the fall that Jack Mitchell just suffered right there. Mitchell has brought about this new attitude. You see him sporting the face mask. He's got that target on his back, symbolizing the feeling that he has a target on his back, figuratively and in reality here by Thanos, as Thanos just establishing the power game right out of the gate.
Don't tell him I said this, but Thanos looks like a purple Piccolo. You enjoyed that one, didn't you?
For the fact that you're sitting next to me, no, I will not tell him that. I don't want him anywhere near this announce desk. I admire the guts of Jack Mitchell to take it to Thanos, but I want no part of the rivalry.
Yeah, and as for Tony D'Angelo, I'm telling you, I've got something up my sleeve here, and I'm going to make sure he knows exactly who the owner of the real family is. And Thanos just stepping over the top rope like it's nothing.
I mean, the man's over 7 foot tall. Can clear that top rope with ease. Scoop power slam here by Thanos, trying to get that first pinfall against Jack Mitchell, who kicks out at 1.
You know, honestly, a good strategy for Jack would be to weather the early storm. You know, let him get all of this out, get in your mind where his mind is going to be at, and see, as you can see, he's going for a weapon here. I guess this is no disqualification.
This is no disqualification.
Yeah.
So we were told that in this type of a matchup, they want to have a clear winner. The animosity between these two, there's no countouts, no disqualifications. Referee Ernest Wright was given word by your FW Commissioner Woody, let them have at it.
That's a good way to settle something. I mean, we saw the Superman punch, but it just did nothing to Thanos.
Massive headbutt there by Thanos. I think the only person I've ever seen where the headbutt does not affect them was Captain Marvel back during the Avengers Endgame. Everybody else it drops.
I gotta tell you, you always say never headbutt a Samoan, but does that apply for Thanos as well?
I think it does.
Oh, look, right on the foot.
Well, you think about a lot of the offense Jack Mitchell brings to the table, that sling blade from out of nowhere, the claymore, you take away the lower extremities, you take away a lot of that offense.
Yes, you do.
You brought up a great point here, too, about weathering the storm if you're Jack Mitchell. If we go back to that Iron Man match between the two of them, mentioned that it was a runaway, but only in the second half of the matchup. It was pretty even between the two in the first half. So, yeah, if Mitchell can get this into the later hours, wear Thanos down, it may be to his advantage.
Yes, it will. You've just got to keep an eye on Jack, though. He doesn't go down without a fight, and we've seen him prove that time and time again.
Oh, wow! Immediately gets the early pinfall there on Thanos. That's huge for Jack Mitchell, because now Thanos is playing from behind.
It is, but that's also gonna, you know, think about it. He didn't kick out, so he's conserving his energy. It takes a lot out of somebody to kick out of a pinfall. Trust me, we've been there.
It does, but do you really want to run the risk of saving that energy and having your opponent theoretically be at match point, though? Now for Thanos, you've got to run the table. You've got to get 2 pinfalls before Jack gets 1.
This could also be Thanos playing mind games. Let Jack think he's got the upper hand now, only to come out and dash his dreams.
Thanos up to the top rope. Good
think about
Lord.
that for a second.
Well, we definitely know Thanos is good at playing mind games, and now setting up maybe for the choke slam. Look at the elevation there.
He had to have been at least 9 feet in the air.
Doesn't go for a cover, surprisingly, here as well. Now
was
he
too
will.
Close to the ropes. I
There's
guess.
no rope breaks. There's no disqualifications. He'll still get the pinfall off of him, though. We're tied up at 1. Next pinfall wins this matchup. Mitchell, Superman punch, but it only takes Thanos down to a knee. Oh, look at this. Double arm hook suplex. The height of Thanos, everything he hits. Mitchell flies higher into the air than if he was taking on a normal-sized individual. Now going for the cover here to put Mitchell away and take the second fall. That's going to be it.
I told you. It was mind games. Thanos was playing mind games with Jack.
He ran the gauntlet. He got the 2 pinfalls, being down 1-0. Thanos with a statement here against Mitchell. Takes the 2 out of 3 falls matchup, and hold on.
Gunther.
That's Gunther from YEW. I'm not sure
As far
why.
as I know, he's not a champion.
And
What he
why is the
doing
ring
here?
general here? As now a choke slam again there by Thanos. This match is already over. It looks like Gunther is here to. He's targeting Jack Mitchell as well. This is 2-on-1. Why the heck is Gunther even here? You're the YEW guy. Why is Gunther even here?
I have no idea. I can't give. I don't know. I'm a lonely commentator over in YEW, but I have no idea why Gunther is here.
Clothesline by Gunther. Apparently there's some kind of an alliance here between Thanos and Gunther. Thanos just picking up a 2 out of 3 falls victory against the former Tri-Wizard champion. Mitchell rolling to the outside, trying to get away. Gunther not going to allow him to. Right out here in front of us with a snap suplex. I don't even know why Gunther is here, and now locking in a Boston Crab on Mitchell on the outside. Mitchell is tapping, but this isn't even an official match. A tap out means nothing. We expected, we didn't expect, but it was okay to see Rhea Ripley here tonight, to see Drew McIntyre. They're on the card. Gunther's not even involved as far as we are aware for Resistance, and look at this!
I have no idea what's going on.
Just wailing away at Jack Mitchell with kendo sticks. Still not even sure why Gunther is even out here. Was this already planned by Thanos and Gunther before the night began? As Mitchell back into the ring, he is completely helpless. Nobody seems to be coming out to his aid. Wait a minute! I spoke too soon!
Hey, it's Jey Uso.
YWE is about to become YW Yeet! Jack Mitchell's tag team partner from FEW, Jey Uso, is in the Fantasy Dome!
I mean, it looks like he's a little angry coming in. He's gonna try to help out these guys, try to help out his friend.
The
Jack
eyes are locked into the ring on Thanos and Gunther. Double team spear and Claymore combination by Uso and Mitchell.
Wow, that was good.
And suddenly, the tides have turned. Neckbreaker by Uso. Mitchell setting up Thanos. Pop-up Samoan drop. We've seen these two, Uso and Mitchell, team together in YEW. And they're taking it to Thanos and Gunther. The odds are even. Jey Uso and Gunther, they've got their own rivalry, their own history against each other, as now another neck breaker from Jey to the ring general. This is nuts!
Yes, this is. I have no idea what is happening and what's going on here, but this is breaking down here. Do we have any type of officials to try to break this up?
Referee Ernest Wright is there, but this isn't even a matchup. This is a straight-on fight. Chokeslam from Thanos to Jack Mitchell. This is just an all-out brawl. Another chokeslam.
Chokeslam again.
This time to Jey Uso. Thanos with the splash on Jey. Gunther came out after this matchup. Attack Jack Mitchell. Jey Uso evens the odds. And it is just absolute pandemonium. There's nothing Ernest Ray can do. He needs backup. He's just standing there. I don't blame him. Just let these four guys fight it out. Don't get involved. What a right hand by Uso.
Numbers game catching up to both of them here. Right now, Thanos and Gunther are standing tall.
Mitchell is down. He was involved in a 2-on-1 there between Gunther and Thanos, as now powerbomb to Mitchell from Gunther. And now one for Jey Uso. This fight, will it end? Maybe it will, but we'll see you guys for Resistance in a week's time.
See you there.